Welcome to the Gregola GPWS Christmas in the basement. Everyone's at home. All the boys are at home. Dollar watch extravaganza, December 24th. Although I have no idea if this is actually going to be released on the 24th. I will try my hardest to get this out Christmas Eve. And if it doesn't go, then we'll do it, I don't know. We'll get it out before New Year's.
Talk tick, talk tick, talk tick.
Well, now it's almost 12 o'clock and I'm here in the studio. Should I stay or go back home? I don't know what to do. One thing that I know for sure, that girl and I are through. Still hearing tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick.
Talk tick, talk tick, talk tick.
Tick-tock.
Here's a little teaser for you all. The Westclox Sphinx series is resuming, and I'll get those episodes out relatively soon as well, so stay tuned for those. Hello again, guys, and welcome to whatever this is supposed to be. I figured today we'd do something kind of special. We'd build a dollar watch, a functioning dollar watch, out of an incredible assortment of parts here. Now, the reasoning behind this, and I'll actually show you what we've got two Pocket Ben style 5s. Not Big Ben, not Baby Ben, Pocket Ben. One's made in the United States, this one's made 1955, and this one's made 1958, and this one's from Canada. The quality doesn't seem to have changed on either either watch much. I know that as for damage-wise, on this one, when I got the 55er, the hairspring looked like a plate of spaghetti. I still have that hairspring, actually. I might show that off here. And as for the 58 one, I ended up bending it out of shape in 2018 because I didn't know what I was doing from a hole in the ground, and I'm still learning. So we're going to try not to screw up any hairsprings today. I've been doing pretty decent with that so far. I know, right? Famous last words. And if we do bend it out of shape, then we'll have to come up with something else. Or actually, I'll probably bend it back into shape. But anyway, I don't have the patience today to mess around with already bent hairsprings. And I know that it's not complicated to just install a fresh hairspring in a watch that's been put together. So we're going to be taking a hairspring out of this somewhat scarce Westclox Pilot. Now, I know it says $25 on here. There's no way I paid $20. I think it was more like $15 for this one. This is a parts watch. Crystal's gone. Dial looks pretty ripe. It's not the prettiest looking watch. Also, the pendant is completely gone. Let's see here on the... Okay, we've got an actual pendant on one of these. Let's see the other... Where's the case for the other one? I don't know where it is. There might be more parts for these watches somewhere. I'll have to actually take a quick look. Okay, you know what? We're going to open up the parts drawer even more. There's some stuff from 1954 or so. You'll see that in a later video. I think this is the original case for the one from 55. I don't know. We're just going to pull all the parts out and just basically go to town here. I'm not terribly concerned with who's who or what's what in this current state. We can build whatever we want, and I'm going to build a Pocket Ben that hopefully looks original, and I guess it is because these are all original parts that I've stocked up since 2018 and screwed stuff up on. You guessed it, viewers, it's always been the hairspring. What a sad, sad day, hey? Well, hopefully not this time. So we've got four parts of cups. We got nickel-plated movements here. We're not going to be using those. We're going to be building a Pocket Ben. Okay. Now, let's get into it, shall we? Greg might just be a little bit excited. Okay, so what the first thing we're going to do here is... I'm not even going to bother taking the price tag off this. I'm going to leave that on there. We're going to get the back off, and who remembers in 2019, I don't know if anyone saw that video. It's unlisted now. It's really not much to see compared to my modern content. Who remembers when I accidentally stabbed myself with a knife trying to open a watch back up? Who remembers that? And that was the same day I bought this too. That was the same exact watch, and this Ingersoll midget, we won't be doing anything with that today. But that was there as well, so jeepers, you know. So that's why I invested on all these watch case openers, because I was getting sick of the threat of taking my thumb off. I know, right? Merry Christmas. Okay, let's get the back of this off. This one's the best one. This one here. These. Oh, and by the way, these came off Amazon. Okay. Okay, there's our movement. This one is from 1960. And there is our hairspring and balance wheel. And it appears we're good, so nothing's broken there. Nothing's bent out of shape or something goofy like that. Okay, and also the hairspring, not the hairspring, the mainspring, you can already see that it's broken. So I'm not even going to try and do anything with that. And I'm going to grab another parts cup so I can actually put these parts in here, because I know this is somewhat of a scarce watch. As I was messing around trying to find a parts cup, I have just discovered something very interesting. Look at that. Someone scratched their name into the back of this watch. Brian B. Whoever you are, Brian B., I hope you're doing well. I hope you don't mind what I'm doing to your pilot here. It's balanced. Oh, and by the way, I'm not just leaving this thing high and dry, okay? Once I bend one of these other hairsprings back into shape, like, you know, when I'm practicing this stuff in probably over the Christmas break, I'll be sure to service this watch and give it another balance wheel and hairspring. I mean, they look identical. All the watches, if you don't know, viewers, all the dollar watches are the same, really. And you'll see that in a minute. Like, they are seriously all just about the same watch. They really are. Pocket bend, not wristband, Scotty, Dax, Pilot, they all have the same movement in them. So Brian, I hope you don't mind, if you're still alive, I hope you don't mind what I'm doing here. Okay, now that we've maybe or maybe not got Brian's approval, maybe he wants to roar over here and, oh, I can't even see what I'm doing. Maybe he wants to come over and take his watch back. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, first off, we're gonna remove this screw here, because that takes the I don't know what that part's called that holds the stem and crown in. Some kind of fork or something, and that comes out like nothing. So, and you've seen, if for those of you who have seen my Westclox Dax series, you'll know that this, you know, like, or not the I'm sorry, the riveted together dollar watch series. Then and all that jazz there. You know that the later movements are just a fiasco. And look at that, like, that comes out like nothing. And you also pull this. You also take your fingernail and pull that little button there out, and you'll let the crown out. So don't wrench this off. So yeah. Anyway, so we'll keep that. Now this just comes out of the case. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, it's got the case holder dealio there. So anyway, yeah, at this point, I'm just undoing various screws. Okay. I'll put that in there. So there's a little, I don't know if that's a tab or some kind of bendable, I don't know. It's not, what am I saying? It's not bendable because I've just unscrewed it. Anyway, there's this one, that one, and, oh, there's only two of them. Okay. Well, I'll just undo those quick and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so there's like a piece of bent steel. How interesting. So now that we'll take our bent steel, put those in the parts cup. And this one also goes in the parts cup. Actually, I say all the watches are the same. I don't recall those slots being in there on the plate on most other watches. So I guess some of them aren't the same. And out we come. So that's all you really have to do to get one of these earlier ones out of the case. And we'll put the actual case itself in the parts cup, just like everything else. We'll take our cardboard out of here. We'll get our movement holder. This is a fantastic thing to buy. It was somewhat expensive though, but I'd say it was kind of worth it because I've gotten my use out of it for sure. I mean, look at that. Okay, now we'll take the dial and hands off using the fantastic method we've got. So first off, well, we don't put the plastic on yet. Everyone's telling me to get a hand remover. And honestly, there seems to be like 60 different sizes of hand removers, and probably like 80% of them probably don't even fit these. So yeah, there's different sizes, so I don't know what's going on from a hole in the ground when it comes to good old hand removers. So we'll stick our cardboard that we've cut a slot in. We'll get that in there. Whoops, where do we go here? There we are. Yeah, make sure you actually put the cardboard on, and don't be a moron like I was with the Sphinx series, and don't put the cardboard on. So make sure you actually do that. And okay, now we've got our plastic on. You can pry up this hand. Come on. There we are. See, something went flying, but it wasn't the hand because it's right there. Okay, we'll pull our hand out of there. See, it comes off. It's a pretty slick method. I don't know who came. I got it from OK Bridges, but I don't know who came up with it originally. Maybe it was him. And we'll do that with the hour hand. Cut it, get it in the slit there. Get the plastic. This is just plastic, wrapping plastic. I'm not even sure where it came from. Some kind of cheap outdoor lighting system thing. But yeah, you get like saran wrap will work. I don't know. The world's endless. Oh. Okay, I've actually just ripped a hole in the plastic. The hand just came straight out through there. That's not quite what I had in mind, but oh, whatever. At least nothing went shooting across the room. And we can't really use the... Oh, maybe we can. Stick the cardboard in there under the seconds hand. It might be. Oh, yeah, we can. Just bare... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the ticket. Oh. There it is. Whoops. Oh, the whole thing's coming out of the movement holder. Well, I personally think this is the best way, the most cost-efficient, and probably the best way I've seen so far of how to actually do this. Oh, come on, out you come. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a solid method when you do it right. I know someone was telling me to get a hand remover and stop being a moron. Well, I can't do one of those two things. So yeah, he told me to get a hand remover. He said it was dumb to mar up a dial, and yes, it is. Well, I didn't mar up a dial, and oh, this is filthy over here. So yeah, he told me to get a hand remover. He said it was dumb to mar up a dial, and yes, it is. Well, I didn't mar up a dial, and oh, this is filthy over here. Brian C., were you rolling your watch around in the mud? Probably not. This looks like rust, actually. Yeah, he probably didn't mean to. If he cared enough about his watch to carve his name into the back of it, I would probably think he wouldn't do that with it. Let me just take this off here. And these have bendable tabs here. Oh, I gotta back this off. These have bendable tabs you can take off. Or take off. That's not what you bend them. They're bendable tabs. Now, I don't like this method that much. It seems to be more of a pain than it needs to be. I mean, I'm scared I'm going to break a dial before that, or break one of these things before that happens. Okay, let's see here. And dollar watch prices are going up too these days, it seems. Oh, something just fell out. Oh, wow. That's disgusting in there. I think Brian C. liked puff on cigarettes. What the heck happened to the escapement wheel? You can't see that actually here. What is that? It's rusted out. Oh, Brian C. Oh, no. Well, we're not servicing this movement today. We're getting the balance and getting out of here. And that little washer that just went flying out of here. I don't want to even touch my tools right now. There's a little washer that went flying out over here. That you put in between the motion work gear here, put the washer on, and then put the dial on. So, yeah, okay, this is really gross. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, no wonder his watch was really big. He got his use out of this. You know, like these dollar watches, they're nothing to laugh at. There's quality going on here. Okay, now that I've actually washed my hands and I feel like I'm not gonna get, you know, whatever all that is there. I don't want anything to do with that. Thank goodness we have an ultrasonic cleaner. Oh man, look at the corrosion there. Brian C., I don't know where. He should have had this serviced at least once. Or but obviously he didn't. Okay, let's stop actually let's actually get back to what we're doing here. Okay, so we've got our taper pin there, we've got our balance there. I'm just gonna take it out. I think, you know, that's the way to go with that. And then unscrew the wheel and then do all that jazz. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. So I think probably the best way to do this would to actually be actually screw this together. I've done this before. Oops. To get the movement in there, just snug. You don't have to really crank her in there. Oops. There we go. Just enough so it'll sit there. And then you've got an upright movement, and then you can actually get to the taper pin. So let's kind of see here where we're at. Let's make sure that we're not pulling on. Actually, here's one thing to be wary of. Don't pull on the actual hairspring itself, because you will completely deform it. Where's my tweezers at? Yeah, just I'm gonna get my head magnifier stuff on and actually see if they've pinned it so the hairspring is sticking through that hole. And I've just seen something I don't want to touch over here. And it's hard not to laugh at some of this. Like what? Okay, I've actually got my head magnifier on, my $25 Amazon, I think it was 25 bucks. And we're gonna just take this out of here, and I think I can see where he's got, oh, there's a little bit of rust on the balance wheel. I've just spotted that. What is this? I just spotted something of interest that I wouldn't have seen before if I didn't use this. Let's just try and poke at that. Okay, I thought I saw something, but apparently not. Get our tweezers there, gently rip her out. And gently just wrench on the taper pin and yank it out as fast as I can, while completely destroying the hairspring. And I'm actually going to pull my pliers out here because I think this one doesn't want to come out really easily. No. Oh, there we are. She's out. Fantastic. Sometimes taper pins can be really tight in there, and especially on a watch as gross as this one is, I'm not really surprised. Okay, well there we go. I don't know. I have to actually review the video to make sure how much I actually got of that. The lighting is kind of crap here, viewers. I apologize, because, you know, we're working with very small things, and yeah, the lighting's not optimal here. Okay, so our hairspring was being a real pain. I think the offset bend might be ever so slightly bent a little too much, and here's the offset bend. Oh, you can't even see it. There it is. Oh. You might be able to see that, kind of. It's dead center of the screen there. Yeah, I mean, this one, I don't know if it's been played with before. It looks like someone might have gone in here with WD-40 or smoked a couple, you know, cigarettes in here or something. But anyway, it was kind of, wow, it fought to come out somewhat. And at one point there, I thought I'd completely ruined it. But, no, that was not the case. So that's great. Now we can actually take this out. So what we're going to do now is flip it over. And make sure at this stage in the game, I'm just going to check one more time. Okay, good. I'm actually out of the regulator and everything. You got to make sure your hairspring is completely out of the regulator and all the, well, the stuff. I guess there's only two things to be actually out of, isn't there? Okay, now this is a stage right here where I ended up screwing up another watch here on this channel. I think it was the Dax, Westclox Dax or something like that. Actually, I think it was the Dax. Anyway, here's a point where I ended up screwing up. See that square screw right there? This here? Yeah, make sure I think this is the end of the balance cup on this particular watch. I believe it is. Or I believe the screw itself is a balance cup. Anyway, it's a balance cup, and the only way to get the watch out, or to get the entire balance wheel out without taking the whole movement apart, is to unscrew that. So how do I unscrew it, Greg? Well, I've got some specially designed pliers here that I could use, but I find these like to scratch everything up. So I'm gonna come in here from the side and one mistake was I did one time was coming in from the top. I need to come in from the side to loosen this thing up. Come on, you. Actually, I might have to use the pliers just to get it started. And I know I'm coming in from the top here, but this is just to get her. There we go. Okay. There we are, and it doesn't want to move, does it? Great. Okay, I might have to use these big pliers here then. At least these won't slip. And there we go, we're almost, this is becoming really loose. I gotta wait for it to basically fall over. Yeah, you know what, forget what, just use a big pair of pliers that have been degripped. I'll just kind of slowly, there we are, almost. There we go, she's out. Now, we just, I believe we can, yeah, okay, we'll just pull it out. Actually, I better loosen that up some more, I think, before I do that. There we are. And we actually are out, I think, I hope so. Yes, we appear to be. Sorry, viewers, this process takes a few minutes here before you can actually figure out where in the heck you're at. Okay, we'll flip it over again. And this is just so the hairspring doesn't kill itself on the way out of the on the way out of the watch. Make sure that you know where everything is. And you just gently pull it out. And it doesn't want to come out. It seems to get it stuck on something. Are we stuck on something? Where are we at? I'm gonna have to loosen this even more. Okay, let's try now. Oh boy. The technicalities of, you know, Westclox balance wheels and things. You think you know what you're doing, but then you don't. Okay, come on. You can do it. You know you want to come out. It's out of it's out of the balance cups of getting stuck on something else. Okay, this is very interesting. Oh, the square. I was just thinking of taking the square screw out, but it actually just fell out. Here it is. Make sure you don't lose track of that, because I don't know how you're going to replace that unless you have a whole nother watch to give to this, or give to whatever you're working on. Why are we not coming out? Okay, the watch doesn't want to let go of the hairspring, so I might actually just take this whole thing apart and just do it that way. I don't know why or why. I don't know why or how, but that's what it wants. So, we'll take the mainspring barrel out. Yeah, I think we're actually, as I said, it was broken, so get these screws out. It's nice to have a separate barrel. You can just quickly undo. Oh, you can forget everything I said about it being broken. Okay, well, I thought it was broken. Apparently not. It is entirely wound up. Will this come out now? Actually, I think I have a better idea. Just to loosen that screw. And while we're at it, I'm going to let the spring down, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a second. Hopefully it won't come flying down. Oops. Yeah, make sure when you're servicing these, viewers, make sure you actually know if the spring isn't broken or not. Okay, you know what? This isn't going to work. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the crown. Where's the crown at? Here we are. Take our crown. Whoops. Oh, there it comes. Here is our balance wheel and hairspring. We don't seem to have damaged the points on either side of the wheel. That's great. And, yeah, we'll clean this with all the other parts. So now, and while I'm at it here, I might as well show you how to do this. So what you do is you put your crown back in. Maybe you should put the barrel back on, the barrel cover. I'll put this back on. Okay, so let's say you've just taken the watch case off, and now you want to let the spring down. Well, you put your crown back in, and you leave the barrel cover on. You don't take it off like I did. Then you wind her up. Whoops, you crank it like that. Whoops. Okay, crank. We don't seem to have a. That's interesting. We don't seem to have a tail on here. Oh no, there's some kind of goofy spring in here holding this on. I've just realized that. That's new. Okay, well there's the tail. I've just located that. So for these watches, this one's from May of 1960 here. We undo this little spring here, which should let the tail go back. Whoops. Oh, we've just completely undone that. We'll fix that later, or when we'll fix that spring whenever we have to fix it, and then we'll just push this forward through here. There's a slot there. You can just stick your screwdriver in there and just stick that in there. Interesting click. I've never seen this one before. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in the movement holder. Do this. You get it? I don't know, it's kind of fights with you somewhat. Doesn't seem to want to come apart. Nice. That's just perfect. Oh, there we go. Kind of. Sort of. Maybe. Yes, sir. Okay, you get the clip off and you don't let it go down at Mach 7. There we go. Okay, well, anyway, you hold the crown and it undoes itself. That wasn't quite as graceful as I thought it would be. This has a different type of click, but I guess you guys will run into that as you go as well. Okay, well, that is a perfectly good mainspring in there. And I'm going to leave I'm just going to put all that in the parts container. Okay, now that we've got all our parts over here, we won't worry about those. We've got our hairspring and balance wheel with a well, it's kind of a, I don't know. I don't know if the hairspring has been messed with here or not, but either way, it seems to want to mostly keep its original shape. Maybe on the end it's a little bit. Okay, so now we've got 2 sets of parts. It's finally time to start building a watch. Well, sort of. I'm going to clean all these parts first before I do anything. So how I'm going to do this, and actually, first off, here's a little demo. I'll give you a little mainspring, or dollar watch mainspring removal demo. Just put your screwdriver in there. I think that's the way to go with that. Oh, that just popped straight out. Okay, that's not... that's, you know, that's how it goes. You get your screwdriver, you stick it in the hole there where that center barrel, I don't know what you'd call that, the device that just flew out. Point is, you just kind of get under here and try and pry the spring up. This isn't really getting anywhere. There we go. And actually grab hold of this a little bit too. There we go. And then we just start uncoiling it, coil by coil. So it's really, like, this is really nothing to be scared of. And it just unhooks when you push it off. So, yeah, we're going to clean all of these parts here. We got 2 mainsprings. Obviously, we don't need all this stuff, but we're going to clean it all anyway. We've got all of these parts here. I'm just going to put these in the normal cleaning container that I use, which I'll show you in a second. And then I've got all these little parts here, all the gears and things. I'm going to put those in this XL gum container here. Is that everything? Oh yeah, I think that is. Screw the lid onto that. I've been testing this lid here and with Gorilla Glue and things. I don't know if this will hold. So here's our cleaning setup. We've got an ultrasonic cleaner filled up with water. We've got a bin for it to drain into. We got the release valve here so we can drain the water into that. And now we've got our specially designed power cord that I know would be just absolutely miserable to replace if anything happened to it, because it's got a special end on it. All systems are basically go over here. I'm just going to make this 30 minutes. And as you can see, I've put cool water in here. These ultrasonic transducers, they get hot, especially after running for like 30 minutes. This thing will get warm. This will not be cold in probably more like 15 minutes, honestly. And as you can see, we're using our fantastic metal cart here. We've got a Reader's Digest jammed under here with a screw holding this steady here. I'm not exactly sure why it's not even at both ends, but anyway, this thing, without this screw here, this whole thing likes to kind of shake a little bit. But anyway, there's a screw that wasn't doing anything we've got in there. It's quite the setup, I know. We've got our Rubbermaid container here that we'll dump all these parts into. And we've got our other container here, which has our other parts, and this will just sit on top. Oh shoot, what am I doing? I need to put simple green in this thing first. There it goes. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal if that lid holds on properly or not. Anyway, we're just gonna put that in, and there we go. It's a Rubbermaid. It's part of the Rubbermaid Take-Along series. Take your dollar watch parts covered in simple green wherever you go. Now these ultrasonic cleaners, they've got a fill line right there. So yeah, that whole lip there, that's a fill line. And yeah, we can just drain out however much goes over the fill line. And this container is like the exact size for this particular unit, so this is fantastic. And sometimes the container will bob up and down, so we grab some crappy Cosmo digital clock parts and just throw them up there for weight and absolutely nothing else. So yeah, this actually is not a bad idea, and I just yesterday I was using the ultrasonic actually properly, where I put the simple green in the basin and not in a container. This is just water here, folks. I mean, this is such a great little cheat to do here. You use way less, and yeah, it's just great. And I've got that piece of tape there just for stability. It's a piece of packing tape. All right, let's go. I'll see you in the next part of the series.